Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daily High with your hosts, Matt McGregor and Tone Vase. Good morning, Tone. How are you, mate?
Morning, morning. Very good, very good. Enjoyed the weekend. Was really enjoying Bitcoin popping past 69,000 last night. And now we're getting a much
Yep.
needed pullback. So I'm not sure
It's,
which one I'm enjoying more.
it's going back to 3,000. So let's have a look at it real quick. We'll go into the charts. I might as well start because I kind of don't mind starting these shows and then you can finish off really strong. So
Sounds
let's
great.
let's go into it as we speak now. I hope everyone had a lovely weekend. We did print on the weekly time frame right now. We did print that fantastic phantom signal candle. And as we had a quick look back in history in the last week's show, these phantom signals can get, this one didn't. We're going to have a look back in time real quick. I'm not saying this. I got some great comments of me pointing out my flaws as a human, that I'm not saying the prices, but right now I'm just saying the best I can, right? So we didn't get a pullback off this one, but this, if
No,
you
no,
look at
but
this,
that, but wait, wait, yeah, but that one was back in November of October of 23.
all right, thank you, Tony. Thanks for helping me out here. But this one back here in January of 2023 did have a a pullback off it, and this is quite normal to see the candle close here, and then it did come back down 17% and retest, which is Tone's greatest call ever, right? Was that the one back here? Yeah, that might have been the one back here. That same candle that you love so much when it came back and retested the 50 and all of the things, right? The 30 simple moving average right here on the weekly time frame. But I mean, that's still putting a 17% callback, right? And like a lot of these do have these callbacks off them. So keep that in mind that they don't have to be instant successes. Like this one, there's another one here that meandered a bit before it kicked off. That one was the bad one, but the rest of them, that one was the one that scooted right up. It's just a macro trend indicator for me that grants, like, in my mind, so much upside, so much upside for months and months and months of available upside to this trade. I don't know how else to say it. It just doesn't mean it's an immediate buy signal. That's all I'm saying. But I think that this is absolutely fantastic that we did get that close. We did put in a higher high here, broke the structure of this downward channel, got the bullish cross on Alphametrics here with the 7 crosses of 30. The wave is green. All of that happened in 1 week. Last week was a very exciting week that all 5 of those things happened. So does it make sense to me that we would come back down and retest the channel breakout? Does it make sense to me that we would come back down and retest the cluster of the 7 and 30? Absolutely. Absolutely. But with this wave green, I'm seeing all of this as this might be your last chance to buy the dip at this within this level that you had a chance to buy the dip in the last 6 months. So like I'll just repeat that because it bears repeating. We've been in this zone for what feels like 6 months here. It might have been 4 months. It's been a long time of this pattern, and you could have bought at any point here and just held it to 100 and 120,000, whatever it was. But I've got confirmation here on everything that I need on Alphametrics across the board, and we're having an early week retracement. Take note of this, guys. This is your chance to get in on a pullback, in my opinion. Daily time frame right now. We are we've came up and had a fantastic MRI top. Can we come back and retest maybe the 30 simple moving average here? Can we get back inside the green wave on a green diamond? I don't think it's going to come back down that far to 62, but if it did, oh my God, pay attention to that at this point. Pay attention to that at this point. 4 hour time frame. This is the one that's really key for me right now because we're rolling over all the moving averages here with a beautiful MRI top. Great. If we get the cross here, if the 50 doesn't hold, this is still the same line, which still has relevance because we looked at the higher time frames. If the 50 doesn't, simple moving average doesn't hold at 60, we'll call it 67,000. Oh God, I would love us to get back inside this green wave right here for the absolute chance to buy the dip absolute buy the dip. Tone, get your buy the dip shirt on if we get back down to this levels. But I don't
I
know
know.
if
I got my cup. I got my
yeah.
cup.
Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. That'll do. But look, I'm really passionate about the price right now. I'm not worried at all about this correction. It makes total sense to me. I think once the market's open and we'll see what happens, we might get a 10 a.m. reversal like you wouldn't believe. But it's just a fantastic weekly close overall. I'm just quickly going to review Bangbox as it stands right now. We had a trade on last night. We were in a trade last Friday that didn't pull. It pulled about. I'll show you. Give me a second as I load it here. So, as it stands right now, we were in a trade last night that didn't eventuate, and this is the perfect part about what we're building right now. We're at the moment we're in beta testing to have these take profit signals, and they didn't fire. That's why they're in beta testing, because it's a different setup to have these take profits in place. But if the take profits were in place, this would have been a fantastic trade to pull 5% out, to pull 10% out, and then come down and close the trade here and avoid this. But they didn't fire, and that's why it's in beta testing. But by the end of the week, we will have take profits in place, which would have made this a fantastic trade from entry to exit. Instead, it worked out to be a break-even trade. But fair enough, considering this price is right here, right now. I don't mind that at all. Nothing gained, nothing lost. That last trade we were in is a very similar tale, where these take profits of 25%, 25%, would have been absolutely brilliant. We closed the trade at a 5% trade here, but with fees, it came out at about 1%. This is not, this is, once the take profits are in place, I think this is going to be far, far greater a strategy, and that'll be here by the end of the week. We're going to just fix those, resolve those issues. But as the price looks right now, it has reset, so you're not going to miss a chance at all when this comes back up and rallies again. Please go over to the Financial Summit Network and check out this fantastic video Baloo made on how to set up the bot on Blowfin. It's a 5-minute video, absolute breeze to set up. And if you want to, join the Blowfin right now with this great cashback bonus. Screenshot this on your screen. Have a look at these great cashback bonuses you have if you use the links in the description below for the Financial Summit Network. As I come back to you, Tone, please like, subscribe, and thank you so much. Tone, where are you seeing the market right now, mate?
All right, let's go to the charts. So I was just editing some notes on my charts while Matt was giving his views. By the way, did Alphametrics, not Alphametrics, Bangbox reset and stuff?
Yeah, it's all reset, mate. All reset.
Okay. But it didn't enter any trades in the last 2 days, right? Over the weekend, nothing.
You're going to have to go back and watch the show that I've just put in, mate. So I explained it emphatically. Yes, it did.
Bangbox did a trade over the weekend.
Go back and watch this video. You're in the video. You're live on air right now. Just explained it. Yeah, it did.
So this was my leverage trade. This was where it entered, and I exited right before the market closed, as I said I would, because the liquidity will be flipping over this week from the contract that's expiring in October to the contract that's expiring in November. And I now have to reconsider entering a new leverage trade. I am absolutely loving this buy the dip. And if we go to the chart, if we go to, well, this is the futures ticker, basically. And if we go to the longer term time frame, we got the Matt's Phantom candle, we got my green star candle as well. I am long-term bullish here on a weekly scale. This pullback, I am actually super happy with it. So I am back to the same position I had before. I exited the leverage trade, and now I wait to buy the dip, just like the cup says. And I haven't decided yet if I'm going to go back into a leverage trade, because I am still very, very, very bullish. So it really depends on how big this pullback is. At first sign of strength, I am back into the market. It is 10 a.m. It's possible that we get a 10 a.m. reversal. There was also a daily MRI top coming in on Saturday, which means that Sunday was a no trade candle for me, and today is a potential trade candle for me, but you can see how it's crashing today. So right now, yes, the 10 a.m. buy would be interesting, but for me, the more perfect buy would be at a few dollars below $66,000. That would be a pullback to the prior swing high. Now, it could also go all the way down into the moving average, which is sitting at just below 65,000. So for me, just like last time, I put this orange box and I said this box is where tone would not enter a buy the dip. I'm going to take the same box, I'm going to put it right here, and I'm going to say this box is where tone would enter the buy the dip. See the difference? The reason why I wouldn't enter it over here is because it was a double bottom scenario, even though it bounced absolutely perfectly off of a trend line, but this trade is way too hard to time. Now I have this box in between two support levels, and as long as we're reaching one or both of the support levels, this is my perfect buy zone, especially if we reset the MRI into a negative count and then reverse on a green star candle with a little bit of volume. This creates, and I didn't even change the size of the box either. It's literally, I just like dragged it over, and it happens to perfectly fit between these lines. And
Mate,
this is my buy
that's
the dip.
exactly that's I know you weren't paying attention. I'll forgive you because you're tone based, but that's exactly what I was saying as well. That your box there almost fits beautifully into that 4 hour alphametrics green wave callback. That's the same spot. I hear you, mate, and I'm feeling the same thing. We're back on par. Good. Please
All
continue.
right, cool. And that would be the daily chart. And now the 4 hour chart perfectly timed with the MRI here. And yeah, I would like to see the 4 hour chart give me a MRI buy indication. We have to go kind of far to get an MRI buy on a 4 hour chart. Whoa. I still don't see one. There's one. All the way back on September 6th. Really? No, here's one. September 6th, September 16. Look at these very nice MRI buys on a 4 hour. And I don't see any more. So I would really like to see a 4 hour MRI buy. And the closer it is to 66, the better. Maybe even 65, but not below that. I do not want to see price go below 64 and a half. This is like the long-term moving average on a 4 hour chart here. If we go on a daily chart, yeah, 64 and a half is as low as I want to see this. I don't want to see this below 64 and a half, because if we do make it to 64 and a half, you're also going to be at a 50 period moving average support. And I'm assuming that's the 50. That's the 20, that's the 50, that's the 128, yeah. And that's the 200 right here. All the moving averages are bunched up. Yeah, man, I kind of want to see this massive breakout delayed a little bit. Delayed a little bit. I would like to see the $74,000 area, or let's say the $71.5, $72,000 area, not break to the upside until the second half of November, if not very late November. I want to be as close to end of year as possible for the massive breakout, but also keep in mind the election. If Trump wins, I think Bitcoin is up 10 grand in a week. Easy. I think we're up big time. I think we're going to push into the 80s if Donald Trump wins. So that's another massive breakout. And if Bitcoin is sitting right at this resistance here, if Bitcoin is sitting right at 70 or a smidge above 70 going into the election, a Trump win would push it right into the 80s. So that would be really, really cool. That's what I am looking at. Nothing interesting on the 4 year cycle. Nothing really interesting in oil right now. Gold continues to rally. Wow. Wow, that's a monthly chart of gold. Here's the weekly chart of gold. A new week has started, but look at this. We have a weekly MRI warning candle. So next week comes the MRI weekly top, which should be taken seriously. On a monthly scale, we have so much more upside, but on a weekly scale, I think this could be a short-term top in gold. Gold has rallied since the breakout above the consolidated highs. Gold has rallied 15%, 13% for 320 bucks. I think this move is close to being exhausted. I would definitely take my profit on an MRI top next week. And the higher we go into next week, the more likely to take profit. If we break 2,800, I think that's a beautiful place to take some profit in gold and wait for that pullback. Things always pull back. Nothing goes straight up, guys. Nothing ever goes straight up. And on a daily scale, we could have an MRI top coming in this week. So you have a daily MRI top this week, a weekly MRI top next week. If we get a blow-off top this Wednesday or Thursday, probably a good time to take that profit in gold. Keep in mind, S&P 500 is still going to new all-time highs. As I stated before, both Democrats and Republicans are equally as interested in higher stock market prices. Now, it depends on who wins the election. If the Democrats lose the election to Trump, they will be very incentivized to crash the market, just like they did during COVID. In order to get Trump unelected, there was a push to shut down the economy and crash the market. So there will be a push by the donors and many others in the current party in power to crash the market if their party doesn't win. It's just politics. Now, at the moment, both sides are interested in a higher stock market, because the higher the market, when people go to the polls, the more likely they are to vote for the current party in power. And the party in power that's trying to get elected, they're not incentivized to crash the market either, because their view is that their guy is leading in the polls, and that's why the market is so confident, because their guy is leading in the polls. So at the moment, both sides are equally incentivized not to crash the market. All that changes, not all that, potentially that changes based on who wins the election. We'll keep you posted. Hopefully we'll know who won the election by the end of November, because I doubt the following day there's going to be any conviction on what the hell happened. So the stock market is bullish right now. And if we go to the 10 a.m. reversal area with a 5-minute chart, we opened low, we rallied, and we just made a new swing high on a 10-10 candle. To me, this is a continuation play. We don't have a 10 a.m. reversal today. It is Monday. This is a weird time. I would be long right now. If I was to enter a trade, I would not be entering the 10 a.m. reversal based on how the market has played out. I would be entering a long continuation trade with a stop loss below the candle that just concluded. Let me take a look and see what that risk parameter is. That is a risk parameter of $3.50. That is a very, very good risk parameter of just $3.50. I did this from the moment I said I would go long. That's where we were. Now I flipped this to $3.50 to the upside. When it reaches that area, I set a break-even stop loss, and hopefully we keep rallying to $18,000 at the S&P, and I get to be a billionaire on this one trade. That is basically the plan. And with this plan, we're already up in the trade, and I don't know, maybe I'll look back at it in 3 minutes, because the show should last a few more minutes. Here's the futures chart on a 1 day. The futures had an MRI top on Friday as well on the S&P, so I would have been cautious in getting out of the S&P as well. But if we get a green star candle tomorrow, that would be nice. The Fed funds rate, 2 days after the election, the Fed is going to rule on the rate, again, for reasons that completely dumbfounding me. I don't understand why there's a 90% expectation of a lowering of the interest rate. That makes absolutely no sense. And one last thing I want to take a look at is how much Bitcoin was purchased.
Heaps.
Yep, you can see the numbers. 8,000 plus 6,000 plus 6.5 plus 7. Could not mutant time. Plus 4,000. So that's a lot of Bitcoin in 1 week. I don't know if I updated the numbers here. I might have. I gotta double check. But so far in October, 30,000 Bitcoin have been purchased by the ETFs. I think that by the time this month is over, it can challenge the month of July. I still think we have some more buying to do with the ETFs here. And I think by the time this quarter is over, this should be the second highest purchasing quarter we ever had, more than Q3 when 66,000 was purchased. And remember, this time around, unlike the very first quarter of the year, only half the Bitcoin gets mined, not versus Q1. So there's definitely going to be a shortage of Bitcoin incoming. I find that to be very, very interesting. One more thing. I'm not sure if I talked about the. Oh, this is Bitcoin dominance, excluding the stable coins, and it's looking very good. The other thing is last time, the stock that I was taking a look at was Norwegian, but I think I was supposed to take a look at Royal Caribbean, and that was the problem. I took a look at the wrong stock. So in last show, here's Norwegian that had a daily MRI top, but the weekly is right now, and the monthly is out here. It was Royal Caribbean that was the really interesting one. They had a monthly here, and I think it was the weekly and the daily. See, the daily was perfect on an MRI top once it loads. There it is. Okay, so but yeah, there are the charts. I know somebody was eyeing this and they shorted the daily MRI top. Be careful here. If we start making new highs, that's what I would be setting my stop loss. I'd be setting my stop loss above the prior candle's high, just like I did with this long trade on the S&P. Let me go back to that. Let's see what's happening here. It's not at break even yet, but this candle is about to end in 13 seconds. I would raise my stop loss to now not to be the bottom of the prior candle, but to be the bottom of the current candle. And now the risk on this trade has been reduced. It has been reduced from 3.5 points to just 2 points. Okay, so my risk is now 2 points on the S&P, still waiting to reach the top of this green arrow, which is 3 points higher, and then we are setting a break-even stop loss, or even better, the bottom of current candle. One of those two things will happen probably at the end of this candle. Matt, any questions, any comments, anything else we need to cover?
No, mate, that looks good to me. Looks good to me. Good show.
All right. All right, guys, I want to wait a few more seconds. I want this candle to go green on the S&P. There it goes. It still has 4 minutes to go. 4 minutes to go. If this candle gets me anywhere up here, if this is another bullish candle, I will probably be setting that break-even stop loss a little bit earlier because there's no risk involved in doing that. No risk involved in doing that. I may even set it on the back end of current candle. Why not? I did my trade. I think this should be rising quicker right now. I don't really want to see my trade go in the red. Let's hang out here another minute or two. And if this candle has 2 minutes to go and it's trading up above 5866, I'll put another line at 5866 right here. That's 5866. If current candle is trading above that line, I'm already setting my stop loss to a smidge below the current candle's low. That's basically how you, there it goes. Look at that pop right there. Saw that?
That looks great. There we go. Here we
And
go.
there it is. Okay. So this is now a break-even stop loss, though based on that hop, this thing can definitely hop back down under it, and it is what it is. Usually this is so liquid that you can exit at any increment. And this is the candle I was looking for. If this candle ends up going all the way up, this new blue line will probably be my stop loss. I'm really curious. We got 2.5 minutes to go. Either way, I'm already in a break-even trade here. And now it's a matter of raising that stop loss to try and milk as much money as you can. If this thing starts running away, I will take half of my position as a take profit and leave the rest on a stop loss. All right, we're good. Trade is profitable.
Good stuff, mate. That was great.
I'm going to delete all these lines now. They're not necessary, and they're going to clutter my charts. And I'm coming off screen share.
Yeah, terrific, mate. All right. Well, that's it for today. Let's see you the same time tomorrow. Can't wait. I hope Bitcoin recovers. I think that there's a high possibility that it will. And if it continues to crash, I'm still highly positive that this is a buy the dip territory. Thank you for watching. Tone, see you again at the same time tomorrow night, mate.
Yep, see you tomorrow night. I just saw in the comments about looking at MCD, which is McDonald's. I'm looking at it. Give me a second. I'm waiting for the MRI to load. I'll tell you if it's worth looking at. McDonald's is on a blow-off daily MRI top right now. And on a weekly scale, it is, wait for the MRI, on a green star candle. So you got a little bit of a mismatch here. And on a monthly, it's a massive breakout. So, wow. Wow, we're going to look at the McDonald's chart. Jesus.
You're not screen sharing, but
no, let's go to screen share, man. Holy shit.
Great commentary.
I can't believe it. You know, you hear these rumors that people want to be healthier, and then you look at this monthly chart of McDonald's, man. Look at this.
McDonald's is a real estate company. You realize that, right?
But it's a real estate company of the most awful possible food, right? So it looks like I've been super bullish on McDonald's, and we have just broken out in such a way that I am unreasonably bullish on McDonald's once again. You have a monthly green star candle. You have a weekly green star candle that itself has broken out of this region. I am unreasonably bullish on McDonald's, except we are on a daily MRI top. So I may not be bullish on McDonald's today, but after a 1 to 4 candle correction or consolidation, wow, I did not expect this. This is one of the more bullish charts I've seen in a long time. We need to add McDonald's to this watch list. And I'll put it all the way up so that next time I look at Tesla, we're going to look at something that's more bullish than Tesla, which is McDonald's.
Great. Awesome.
I'll put it right under MicroStrategy there. Speaking of which, yeah, MicroStrategy looks good. All right, guys. And on this note, we're going to head out.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.
Like, subscribe, share. Helps us out. I think we just broke 5,000 followers. Thank you for that, guys.
Brilliant.